Good morning and welcome to Tea and Conversation Live this morning. We're in our second season and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. I have with me the lovely Juawana Colbert. She's the candidate running for City Council District 5. Good morning, Juawana. How you doing?
Good morning, Candy. I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me on here. Happy Thursday to you.
Good. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I see that all the candidates have been everywhere, almost every day, right?
We have been busy. I think I probably lost like
Mhm.
5 pounds. I don't know. We've been busy, but yes, a lot of places
Yes,
meeting a lot of people.
yes. Great to see everyone out um, doing all the things and visiting all the different areas in the community. And I just love it. I love politics and um, I actually love when younger candidates are running for office. I'm saying that to be younger than me. I'm 62. So when I
I
see
understand.
younger people out going and running, and I just love
Yeah.
it. What are the three issues facing District 5 you plan on addressing if you become our city councilwoman for District 5?
There are several, but I'm going to stick with specifically what you're asking with the three. I'm going to give you three. And I definitely
Okay.
would say affordable housing is one of them, but I use that term loosely because
Mhm.
a lot of people just recognize the word, but there's some definition to that. And what
Mhm.
affordable technically is something that you're able to afford to pay, as well as afford to pay for your utilities, be able to pay for
Mhm.
your living, living overhead. That is what affordable is. And that is what we need more of in our community. We,
Mhm.
I, we have a blessing and a curse in Tampa because people are moving here, which means it drives the pricing up. So we have to figure out a good balance in order to
Mhm.
be able to maintain the residents that are here, but be welcoming to new people. So affordable housing is one. Secondly, is we need more jobs. Plain and
Mhm.
simple. My background is in economic development. I understand in order for a community to be vibrant and to be able to progress, you have to have employment for your community and for your residents. So we need more jobs. And then thirdly, I would say the top third one is community development in general.
Mhm.
We need programming for our youth. Uh, we need transportation, we need roads, we need infrastructure. There's several things that all have to work together. We need more money for firefighters. We need police. We need, I would say, community development. To sum
Mhm.
it up, those
Mhm.
are the three.
Yeah. And what does community development look like to you?
That's the thing. It encompasses a lot.
Mhm.
It's really the name really
Yeah.
identifies what it is. It's the uplifting of an area, community development, and it can be from proper infrastructure. It can be housing. It can be transportation. It can be making sure we have Palmetto Beach has seawalls that are fixed. That is really community development. Encompasses a lot of
Mhm.
things.
Mhm. And you mentioned something, and I'm glad you did, about affordable housing and the definition of affordable housing. I want you to go a little bit more into that, Joanna, on affordable housing. I'm telling you, I have heard that for the last 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
affordable housing. So what that does that look like, and how would you address affordable housing in District 5, particularly in District 5?
Well, affordable housing, let's go to the definition. And it's not my definition, it's HUD's,
Mm-hmm.
which is federal. It's basically 30% of your income, no more than 30% of your income should technically be spent on housing. We know that that's not reality, right? And I did the numbers. In order for something to be affordable based on an average wage of what a lot of these jobs are paying,
Mm-hmm.
is basically we shouldn't be paying over $1,100 a month for either rent or mortgage, but we know that is not reality, right? So affordable housing can range for you. Your salary is different than mine. My salary is different
Mhm.
from someone else's. So everyone's affordability is going to be different. And so
Mhm.
when I say that affordability, we need to have different options for different levels of people, where they are in life. So having tiny home developments, ADUs, having apartments, having single family homes, having townhomes. We have to have a variety, even micro living. Are you familiar with sharing shared space? If you share a kitchen, but then you have a room, almost like college living. We have to
Mhm.
have a diverse group of options for our community. And so that's very important to me. There's no one size fits all for affordable housing.
Yes, and thank you so much for that answer. If you're just joining me, Tea and Conversation Live, I have with me this morning Juawana Colbert, candidate for City Council District 5. How would you invest in programs, especially for our youth
Yeah.
in District 5 and in some of the underserved communities?
A couple things. Supporting, number one, we have to understand what the realm in which city council, what we can and cannot do. So within what we can do outside of what we can personally do, and I can talk about personally after that, after this, but in terms of what city council can do, we can advocate and promote and make sure we have funding in the budget, or maybe move money around, say this is a priority for this type of programming, for nonprofits, for schools, for before school programs, after school programs. So basically making sure that we have money in the budget that can promote those opportunities for the youth. I also feel like we can, when things come before us, for example, let's say we're giving money to a company uh, to develop something, or even an incentive, coming from CRA or wherever the money is coming from, but it's government money. When we give that money to a developer, we can request or even demand, and demand is a strong word, but we can require is a good word, require a certain amount of money from the developer to be put into whatever pot we choose. So let's say
Mhm.
we want to focus on youth programs. So we're working
Mhm.
with that developer. We'll say, hey, we want to beef up the youth program. So in order for us to give you this money, you have to agree to give this money to a youth program. So I think
Mhm.
more public-private partnerships is going to be essential in paying for the things that we really need in our community. We do not have enough money in our budget. The local government can't take care of the whole city on its own. We have to have more collaboration and more public-private partnerships to get where we need to be.
Mhm. Thank you so much for that answer. What partnerships would you support between the city and the local schools or community organizations?
I think there's already some good ones in place. We have to make sure it's funded. And I'm not into recreating the wheel unless there is a need. I don't like duplicating efforts because I think resources are scarce. And so we have to be strategic in how we are utilizing things. But I think really once taking a look at where the funds are going that support the youth programs in the schools, and then figuring out how can we
Mhm.
bring in additional partners that maybe have the same uh, goal in mind. How can we leverage what we already have in place is what I would want to do first.
Mhm. Thank you so much. What is the plan to stay connected with the constituents after the election? Win or lose?
One of the things that I came up with that I think is going to be paramount is what I call a CAT, a community
Mhm.
action team. I think that's essential for me because I
Mhm.
want to be aware of different things going on throughout the community, but I can't be everywhere at once. So it's almost like having a team. When you
Mhm.
have to have a team around you that helps supports and to make you aware of things. And so the community action team, I would like to have younger people on it. I would like to have professional people. I would like to have entrepreneurs, people from different areas of District 5. So I am made aware of things that I should be made aware of and can advocate on behalf of those things. So community action team is one thing. Secondly, I really like what one of the commissioners, Commissioner Myers, does a newsletter
Mm-hmm.
of letting people know where things are happening in the community, where she's going to be, things that she wants to bring to the forefront. And I definitely
Mm-hmm.
would want to do something like that as well. So people are
Mm-hmm.
aware of what I am doing. And then I can make people aware of other programming and things out in the community that may be beneficial for them.
Mm-hmm. That's a great plan. I get her emails all the time,
Aren't they
and I
great?
think, yeah, yes, they are. I think this here, I think you may have answered it, but I'm going to go ahead
Okay.
on and answer it because you may want to put add some more to it. How do you plan on involving the residents in some major decisions that
Yeah.
impact our neighborhood? Because I have seen over the years, in my 20 years in the political area realm in our community, that there's so many decisions that are made, and when they come down the pipe, we don't have, a lot of people don't have a clue. So
Yeah.
how will you make sure that they are a part of that decision making?
Yeah. That is a several prong approach because I hear you. I even
Mm-hmm.
stated this in a meeting that I was in a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They say they not they say, I know for sure surveys are sent out,
Mm-hmm.
but not very many people for whatever reason are responding to them. I don't know if they're being missed or if it's just not a priority or the surveys are too long, whatever it is. It could be a number of reasons, right? But I know the
Mm-hmm.
sample, the size of the responses are too small in order for
Mm-hmm.
decisions to be made for the whole community. So I would like to see various ways that we are communicating with residents and what I would want to definitely implement. So in addition to the signage that you see out when there's important meetings, number one, some of those can be bigger. I can
Mm-hmm.
barely see some of them sometimes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
riding by and it's kind of dangerous, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
the placement of them. But I
Mm-hmm.
think implementing several different ways. So signage, I think text messages, we text message about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Can we not text message our residents about things coming up to make it convenient for them to be able to see and be made aware? Social media is another way that we can let our community know. Facebook groups, we have
Mm-hmm.
to we have to utilize social media a little bit better. And then
Mm-hmm.
with people like you, community leaders, working with
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood associations, when important things are coming up where we need the responses and the input from residents, we have to go all out. We can't just rely on one mode of communication. So
Yes.
implementing several modes of communication, I think, is
Mm-hmm.
essential.
Yes, and thank you so much for that. How would you ensure equitable economic development across neighborhoods in District 5? You know, there's disparities everywhere,
There is,
from
there
one
is.
end to
We
the next.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that is a great I don't have all the answers, Candy. I'm not going to say that. I think it takes all of us. It takes someone or all of council to be quite frank, or at the very least four. We know that,
Mhm.
right? It takes all of us being able to vote and agree on what is priority. But we also need the community to stand up as well. We can't have people just complaining to one another, but not participating, not voting, not making your voice heard at city council meetings, not emailing or calling your representatives, your city council, your county commissioners. When we want something done, we have to come together to make sure that it happens. We can't blame one person. We can't blame one administration. We can't blame one city council person. So I think us collectively coming together, there is
Mhm.
value in numbers, in my opinion. And
Mhm.
I think that the more that we come together, the better. But I want to go back to your question a little bit more to ensure equitable growth for every area. That's
Mhm.
why I think it's important that we have someone on council that can speak up and have the opportunity to know what is going on in terms of development, in terms of funds. Why are things not being done in certain areas? That's
Mhm.
the question. We have to get down to that. Why are we moving the needle in different parts of District 5, but the other areas, there's no growth? I live in East Tampa. I
Mhm.
see that there is not much growth there, but the reason is why. What is the
Mhm.
reason? And so that's what we have to get down to. And we have to be direct with those questions, and we have to get answers, and we have to hold people accountable. Not in a not in a way that a fighting way, right? We need to work together. We already have enough division in our community, but how do we come together to make things happen? We can't have one area of our community, you know,
Mhm.
what do they call it, with sunshine and sunflowers and over here, but then in this area we're downtrodden. We're looking at blighted areas, blighted
Mhm.
buildings, blighted, a lot of homelessness. Why are we experiencing that in one part of our community and not in the other? And that's what we have to come together to make sure a change, that we
Mhm.
implore and commit and to have change in those areas.
Mhm. Thank you so much for that. I'm born and raised in East Tampa, and it's been that way a long time,
Yeah.
long time.
Why do you
I've
think
watched.
that is? What?
Um,
Sorry,
well,
I have a little sniffles. I think I've been taking my airborne. I just think being around a lot of people, I try to use my hand sanitizer right after, but I think I'm a little sick, but it's okay.
mhm. I think that if you have enough poverty in certain areas, there's fundings that come along with that. Um, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that once you become city councilwoman, you'll know what they are as well.
Yeah,
You'll know what they are as well. I think sometimes some things are intended to be just the way that they are.
yeah,
There's no way that we've had a number of our community leaders and activists for years go to city council, uh, talk about the disparities. All the city councils know the disparities.
yeah,
Everyone know the disparities. I don't believe that you get CRA money and it goes in different areas and not go in the area that it was supposed to be intended for.
yeah,
So I can go on, but
yeah.
I have my beautiful sister this morning, Juawana,
Okay.
for
We need it,
candidate.
but I thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. We
Mhm.
have to do something differently.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
we have to get answers, and we have to
Yep.
make progress. It's as simple as that. We can't, and I
Mhm.
appreciate those who go before city council and
Yeah.
advocate,
Yeah.
but we need more of it. We're putting so much on a few people in our community. We need to all come together, and we need to see change. I think being in this seat provides an opportunity
Mhm.
for advocacy and for change.
Mhm.
But again, we the whole council, or at the very least four of them, and we are voting these people in.
Mhm.
So we're voting people in, but they don't have the same foresight, they don't have the same commitment, they don't have the same passion. If they don't have that about every area in District 5, then we shouldn't be voting them in.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Thank you so much for that. How would you address the flooding area in our flooding in our community? The stormwater, the infrastructure in our neighborhoods. We know that a number of areas last year, during two storms back to back, areas flooded that had never flooded before. So, how would you address that?
I, I wish to give for a lot of these answers, there's so many different
Yeah.
things that we have to do. There's no one answer. It's a several prong approach. In terms of infrastructure and flooding, remember, we have to invest more into
Mhm.
development of into redoing some of the infrastructure, the stormwater. Uh, and we have to be very cognizant when we're approving developments. How is that going to affect what's in place?
Mm.
That is what we have to look at. And if we don't have a
Mhm.
plan to address that, we're going to continuously be behind the eight ball. We're going to continuously have floods. If we're continue approving development, or we're not
Mhm.
investing in the infrastructure, the stormwater, the sewer system, the roads, all of that plays a part. So it has to work in tandem. So we have to spend the money doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That there is no other answer. We have to prepare for the development, and we
Mm-hmm.
can't approve certain developments without a plan. Now, the answer, it doesn't mean it has to be in place right now. It can be happening as the development is happening. We have to be able to accommodate more residents and density. And if we're doing that, we have to address the things that affect our community at the same time. And until we're able to do that with a plan and be very consistent with it, we're going to continue to have those problems.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. If you're just joining me, Tea and Conversation Live, I have on with me Juawana Colbert, candidate for Tampa City Council District 5. I want to ask this, and I ask it specifically for Black owned businesses because I advocate for Black owned businesses, Black Business Bus
Yeah.
Tour in our city. How would you support small Black owned businesses in our community? And we know we have few. We have few. I can go from one end of East Tampa, District 5, and count almost on one hand how many Black owned businesses are in our community. So, how would you encourage, support Black owned businesses in our community?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about me personally. I go out of my way to support Black businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I spend money with a non-Black minority owned business, in my mind, I'm like, okay, now I have to go spend money with a Black owned business. And that's just how I personally operate. And I think we in the community should be operating in that manner a little bit more, and not just Black people, not just brown people, not just white people. We all have to do it together. We should be supporting, number one, smaller businesses, and specifically Black owned businesses. So that's from, I want to share that from a personal standpoint. That is kind of that is my model. Then in terms of city council and how I can support small businesses, I think making sure that when we have any sort of development or anyone is receiving government owned government money, we can place that requirement. And maybe that, let me pause, because I know we have that requirement on there, but sometimes our Black businesses can't do it, right? So I think they should be given the opportunity first,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to show proof that they've been given the opportunity to first be the supplier, the provider of whatever service is needed. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's key, because we can't say we require this, but then we have no Black businesses that are able to do it, right?
Right.
So I think that's very important, but making it a requirement, and maybe even increasing it. I know we have that in place in some things, so I get that. But what I'm saying, where is the accountability? And are we really upholding that requirement to the people that should be doing it? And so I would love to look at that and look at some numbers and what are the results of that requirement with Black owned businesses. And then
Mm-hmm.
they do this in other communities. In Atlanta, they do this. And in Baltimore, I know for sure. When there is a need, a need within government, it could be city, county, they are able to directly go to a Black business and say, hey, you can source this need for us. That's
Mm-hmm.
possible. So why can't we do more of that? And then one final thing I want to say, if the Rays Stadium is to come here, I believe that is another big opportunity for Black owned businesses, small businesses, minority owned businesses in our community to have business with the Rays and be able to make money and supply and be providers for different varying needs of the Rays development, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
the development, not maybe the actual team, but the development.
Awesome, awesome, awesome answer. This right here, I really want, and I know you thought about it. I know you thought about it.
Maybe we'll
Why?
see.
Oh yeah, I know you have. Why are you the right person to represent us in District 5? Why are you the
Okay, you
right
do have
person?
foresight. I have thought about that. I believe I am the right person because of a few things.
Mhm.
Number one, I have real lived experiences with economic development. My whole background is in public-private partnerships and working across the line with different people, different companies, different organizations. That has been my whole background. I've brought in thousands and thousands of jobs to communities. I've represented communities when no one else has. I've represented for companies to bring in, again, jobs and capital investment into communities. That's my whole background. So let me first say that. Then, secondly, affordable housing is another need in our community, and I have the experience in it. I've helped hundreds of families with buying their homes first time using down payment assistance. I understand that process back and forth, where the funds come from, how can we leverage those funds in other ways. So economic development, affordable housing, small business advocacy. I am a small business owner. I understand the needs of small business owners, but I'm not above being learning and being coachable as well. I want more of a I bring more of a collaboration to where we are, where we need to be. And really, I just feel like I'm a really good option. Are we still on? I don't see you, Candy.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Oh, sorry. I was like,
That's
wait,
okay.
am I talking to myself?
No,
Sorry, I could.
no, it's okay.
I'm sorry. But yes. So, and I always like to share 3 C's for
Mhm.
people to remember about me.
Mhm.
I apologize about I got off track. I wasn't sure we were still on. Three
That's okay.
C's. I am
Mhm.
committed to doing what's right and representing our community and being a person of my word. And then I am credentialed, meaning that I have the experience, not credential in terms of degrees. I mean, even though I do have a degree, I mean experience. And
Mhm.
then I am collaborative. That is what we need in order to get things done. We can't
Mhm.
grandstand. We can't uh, be fighting. We have to collaborate in order
Mhm.
to get things done. And so, though,
Mhm.
that's what I want people to know about me.
Mhm. You know,
And
that sparked something in my mind when you said experience. I've heard that every day, every
yeah,
day since this election. Experience, and I'm glad you said that. When you hear that, and I know you hear that on the campaign trail as well, what do you think about that when you hear experience? We need someone experienced.
I can't speak about other people, but what I can tell you is that when I talk about experience and when I think of it,
Hmm.
we all have experiences, right? That
Hmm.
could be good for this role. But when I say experience, I mean experience in the things that I believe is going to get us to making progress.
Hmm.
And then when I say me personally with experience, a lot of the things in terms of looking at budgets, in terms of speaking, hearing, listening, and being in the community, that sort of experience, actual
Hmm.
experience with putting agreements together with people that may not have otherwise agreed. I also think my real estate background brings that experience with
Hmm.
negotiations, representing buyers and sellers. But specifically, right now, I'm talking about economic development. That goes a long way when you're working in local government. That's what I mean personally about me when I say experience. I think everyone has good experience. They have life. We've lived. So we all have experiences. But
Hmm.
specific to what I feel our community and city council needs in order to be able to begin at a you know the term begin day one. We all can begin day one, but how can we,
Hmm.
what do we all have to look at and what do we need to pay attention to in order to start to do things in a a quicker manner, if you will. So
Hmm.
I don't take
Hmm.
anything away from anyone, but I'm just sharing with you my experience and why
Hmm.
I think it's relevant to this role.
Yes, yes, and thank you so much for your answer and your honesty. You're listening to Tea and Conversation Live. I have on with me Juawana Colbert. She's a candidate for Tampa City Council District 5. Juawana, do you have anything you would like to add this morning to this conversation?
I do want to share one other thing because I do have to get ready
Mhm.
to get off. I'm so happy I was able to come on, but I want to leave with this. I believe that we need fresh energy in city council. I believe we need more collaboration. I believe that we need someone who has a more uh, less baggage,
Mhm.
if you will, and someone who is going to do the right thing no matter what. I don't. I think people shy away from politics because a lot of bad actors have gotten into place for money reasons. It could be for relationship reasons. It could be all of these other reasons. But I think we have to somehow stop it. We have to make a stand on what we want to see differently in our community. We can't continue to say we want different and complain, but we're not doing anything different. So that is what I want to
Okay.
share with everyone. If you want different, then you have to vote differently. And I'm asking for your vote.
Mhm. Thank you. And when is the election? Early voting is coming up. If you would like to
Yeah.
give those dates of early voting and the day of the election.
Early voting is September 4 through 7, and then election day is September 9th. And
Okay.
my name is second on the ballot, Juawana Colbert. It's all alphabetically, but I
Mhm.
was coming up as all these things you think about when you're running. What is going to help people remember you? I came up
Mhm.
with a Colbert for council, Juawana Colbert for community, whatever it is. There's a lot of different things, but my name is Juawana Colbert, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. And her website, you can go and check out all the things about her, JoannaForCouncil.com. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me this morning. This
Thank
was a
you.
wonderful conversation, getting to know you better every single time I see you and get a chance to chit chat with you. And good luck on the
Thank
campaign.
you.
And I will see you. Tea and Conversation is this Saturday as well. So if you're out and about, want to swing by, you're welcome to. It's 10 a.m. to noon at Al's Finger Licking Good Soul Food. I want to say thank you everyone for joining me this morning, Tea and Conversation Live. And I look forward to seeing everyone on the next Tea and Conversation Live. Have a great day. Thank you,
Thank
sweetie.
you. Have a good one.
You're
Bye bye.
welcome. You too, sweetie. Bye bye.